We already have, as Steve has pointed out, on the verge of a consensus on the definition of aggression. Don't push your luck. It was good enough for the United States, Justice Jackson, the other four powers who drew this up in London 65 years ago, ratified by the United Nations General Assembly, accepted by 19 other nations, etc. Let's go with it. Let's not look for trouble. The main trouble is the role of the Security Council. Harold has pointed out correctly that the United States is not ready to yield its sovereign power to any strange tribunal. And he wants to do it by consensus. There's only one way to do that, by consensus. As it's always done, you reach wording on it, which lets each party know that his basic interests are not being violated. The speeches heard today outlined the problems, but very few with the solutions. There are solutions to these problems. Ambassador Rapp has pointed out some of them are in process, but there are ways of clarifying the existing documents to achieve the goals which we seek. For example, I don't want to negotiate the details here because my time has run out. But if you want to know the solution, see me later.
Thank you. You've been very good in adhering to the time. Do you want... Okay, Harold, somebody want to react? Go ahead.
Well, of course, I love Ben Ferencz, and I revere Justice Jackson. Ben, it's just inaccurate to say Nuremberg doesn't play a role in our thinking about this. Of course it does. It's the foundation stone of international criminal law. But you also know, Heraclitus said it, you never step in the same river twice. The river moves on, and the participants are different. Let's not put this into a box. Kampala is not Nuremberg. Nuremberg involved a war of aggression, not prosecution for acts of aggression. Nuremberg happened at a time where there was no Security Council. Now there is a Security Council. The Security Council may authorize various lawful uses of force, which might then be affected by a prosecution for an act of aggression, depending on the trigger mechanism. There is a good reason why a definition, which was flawed in 1974, has not yet been adopted by the Statute of the Rome Conference, and why there's still very substantial debate over both the definition and about the mechanisms for its operationalization into a prosecutable crime that will enter into force. So you can revere Nuremberg and think we've got a lot of challenges in Kampala. The other thing I'd say is Kampala is not Rome. I know, because we're going to be